Hello guys and welcome back. My name is Name, and in this video we are going to talk about how to actually refine your supply and demand zones to get high precision entries. Now the first thing that you have to understand is very simple, that when a market breaks a level, when you have a break of structure, the market comes back to the demand that breaks the structure, mitigates it and what moves away. This is something simple that we know in price action, but it is something that can actually help us to get sniper entries if we refine our zones to the lower time frame. So we have this area that the market is trying to resist over here. As you can see, the market came down, broke that area. Now it's trying to come down into that zone and what mitigate something, which you will learn how to refine to later to move up from here, right? Now you have to understand that it is not always the case that the market is going to come very deep into the zone before it moves out. Sometimes it is just going to use the level, the resistance level, retest it and what just move away. You just have to understand that that can happen. And if you miss an entry because you are positioned for a zone that is deep, but the market mitigated a zone that is, just shallow, that is just at the tip of the what price action, this area that got broken as resistance becomes now support. The market retests it and moves away. That is what fine. Okay, you don't have to panic. You don't have to do anything. When you see something like that, just understand that the trade is gone. You reanalyze the market and you find another what entry. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. Let's look at some examples over here. Now let's pick any zone, any supply zone or any demand zone that the market wants to mitigate so that we do the refinement and you see exactly why the market mitigated what that area. Okay, so there are lots over here. So I'm just gonna pick any arbitrary one. So let's consider what this area that is sitting right here. Right. This is the 1 minute time frame. I'm on a 1 minute time frame. Let's look at the 30 minutes time frame because that's going to hold more value than the one. This more examples. Let's look at this area, right? Let's look at this area that the market was mitigated. So you can see that this area was a resistance. The market came down and it broke the resistance, right? So what did I say? When the market breaks a resistance, it will come back to the area of demand that broke the resistance and what mitigate it and move away. This is something that we all know. It is something that is not new. So this whole area is the area of what demand. Okay. So now you have to go to the lower time frame and what and actually refine the zone. And you have to use the same knowledge of support and resistance to be able to what to refine the zone. Okay. This is very, very important. So let's delete this. Let's go to the lower time frame and what and try to understand what is happening in this area, right? So let's go to the 50 minutes time frame first and let's see if we can find anything. I can't find market structure clearly over here, so I have to move on to the 5 minutes time frame. So now on the 5 minutes time frame, what do we have? We can see market structure clearly. Now I have to pay attention to the most area where the market was reacted, because that is going to be our support and resistance what levels. Okay, so you can see that the market reacted here, it reacted here, it reacted here. Okay, so you draw a horizontal line through that zone. That zone becomes your area of what, in this case it was a resistance. It got broken and got retested and the market is trying to what move away from here, or it moved away from here. Okay, but this area, have you seen the last area that is sitting right here that broke this area that the market was resisting has been what mitigated. So we can't refine to that what zone. We have to use a zone that is not mitigated yet. Okay. So now let's pay attention again. We have the market reacting here. We have another reaction over here. You have to get at least two reactions before you try to what refine. Okay. So you are going to take a stop loss most of the time. So now we have this area of resistance. The market broke that area of what resistance, as you can see. So the demand that broke the area of resistance, where is it located? This is the demand. Okay, so now that we know the demand that brought the resistance, we will just refine it like this, and you wait for the market to what tap into that area of what of demand and what react and move up. You can see that this whole zone that is sitting right here has now been what has now been refined to just this area by just following the same concept that you're following on the what on the higher time frame. Now you can still go to the lower time frame and what refine this zone that you have marked if it is still big for you. So let's move on to the 1 minute time frame. Let's see what you can do. We can see clear highs and lows over here. We are going to what refine. Okay. Yeah. So let me remove this so that you get more clarity. So where did the market react to most of the time? Okay, look within this leg because that is where we are going to use. That is where the market is going to mitigate before you what we move up. So you can see some reaction over here. We can see some reaction over here. Can you see that? Market reacted here, the market was reacted here. So that becomes an area of what resistance. We have at least two reactions. Okay. Now we have to consider the area of demand that broke the resistance. So you can see this demand, the last sell momentum before the big buy. That is the demand, okay? The last sell momentum before the big buy. Then after that, you refine after you refine to that zone, we just mark it and wait for the market to come to it. So you refine it like this. See how perfectly the market taps into that area. Came back again. Okay, so it's something like this. Can't actually, yeah, something like this. Then let's look at it from the 50 minutes time frame, how that's played out. You can see how perfect this zone was. The market just mitigated exactly that zone before before it moved up, right? So this is something that you can do all over and over and over again because it is fractal. It happens on all time frames and all the time. You just have to know how to do it. You just have to train your eyes enough to be able to see it when it is what's happening. Okay. Let me delete what is here. And let's look at another example. I think a lot of people trade gold, so you can look at gold to see if it works gold with gold too. Now, what do? We pick an arbitrary area, right? We are not cherry picking anything, any area that we like. So let's consider this one that is sitting right here. Let's mark it, right? The market broke here. It came back to the area. We know that it's going to be a retest, so we wait. The market came down, but we need to know exactly within this area where the market is going to retest. So go to the 15 minutes time frame, see if you can see highs and lows within that zone. If you can't see highs and lows, you have to move on to the more lower time frame, 5 minutes time frame. Don't be stuck on one time frame. Go to a time frame where at least you see clarity. This is where we are looking at. So you move on to the 1 minute time frame because I can still see any clear highs and lows. All right. So now we have something here. Now, where does the market spend most time and where does it react most of the time? Look at this leg that is sitting right here. Where does it react most of the time? Don't forget that from here we are just getting an uptrend like this. So it is just we are not gonna be able to use it. It's just an uptrend, right? We just want the market to see, we just want to see what the market did a lot of a lot of reactions. So let's say it did something like this, then maybe reacted, right? It came here, broke, reacted, right? Then we can assume that the market is going to come around this area because you can see we have reaction here, reaction here, reaction here. So we are going to consider this demand that broke where a lot of reaction was occurred. So the market we anticipate is going to retrace to this demand before it moves up like this, right? So this demand is going to be the point of interest or the demand that you're going to look to take an entry from. Okay, so that is very simple. So let's apply the same concept over here and let's see something. Because we are looking for buys over here, we are considering resistance and we are forgetting about what support. We have resistance over here, resistance over here. I hope you can see that. Okay, the market reacted over here, reacted over here, reacted over here. Then it actually broke it. So where is the demand? The last sell candles. Okay, the last sell candles that broke that resistance. It is practically this one. Okay, it is just this one that is sitting right here. And let's look at how the market behaved. Did it touch it? Did it not touch it? Did it just move away, leaving us behind? Perfect. Look at how the market touched that area perfectly without any hesitation, just a wick and it started moving up aggressively. Okay, so this works over and over and over again, right? I think there's a huge trade on gold that happened on the 4 hour time frame that you could have just caught using this simple scenario. Um, I can't find it, but it's just the same thing, right? It keeps on repeating, it's just fractal. So you have to understand what you are doing. Just ensure that when the market breaks a resistance, it is coming to the demand zone that broke the resistance. Go to the lower time frame, mark where you see a lot of the price react in the point of resistance. Wait for the market to break the resistance. At that point, that had already happened because you are refining, right? So you wait for a pullback into the last set candles that broke the resistance. That is going to be a demand zone, and the market is going to buy from there. You position for a buy from there. You either wait for confirmation, like a pin bar or an engulfing stick, candle or whatever, right? Those kind of confirmation that you know about. then you what? You take a buy from there. Okay, or you place a limit order there and you take a buy from there. A lot goes into it, but I believe with practice you are going to have rules for yourself and are going to be able to what? Learn it better and know how to actually what? Do it. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and help us grow. And don't forget to like the video to help the YouTube algorithm to what? And I'll promote the content to a lot of people who actually what? Need it. Thank you for watching to the end. Love you. Bye.